Yeah, so we'll get started here. Again, we're not going to be rolling too deep here, guys. It's just going to be the NP1 collection copy for me. I was talking about that earlier when someone asked. I think Tyra is a unit that is just solid. She's really good, but a lot of what you're after is the kit, especially because she's kind of a cockroach. She's very hard to kill as an Avenger, and that makes her a really good challenge unit, really good boss killer. You can definitely get a lot out of her if you get more MP levels because her damage is so expandable, basically, due to her niches. But you don't necessarily have to have that just to have her to function at a good level. So we're just gonna be going after the one. We'll go ahead and start off here with the tickets, and don't worry about the courts because this is my NA account. Tyra was definitely embiggened. I did like that. Reminds me of the double Astolfo right up. Oh, don't say that. You're gonna curse me with Astolfo right now. Banner's been hard for people. Really, I've seen a lot of people get lucky. I've seen a lot of people get lucky on this banner so far. Also, back-to-back event sees. Is this where we get Mabe's costume? I think so. I think you get it again here. I like that. That's a difficult one because I don't pay too much attention to that sort of thing because I just naturally have it myself. You know, there's a worse curse here than Astolfo. Like, I mean, yes, but no. Does rolling Achilles count as lucky? I think Achilles is a really good unit. I talked about him in the banner review. He's wonky right now pre-Oberon just because like double Scotty with Achilles has some really weird like refund potential. It's not bad, it's just not the increments that you would want it to be most of the time. So sometimes you'll have to like waste charge with him, or you just might find yourself having a little bit of difficulty trying to refund enough. But honestly, I think his card performance is stellar. I think his kit's really good. I think he's like a awesome unit for like carding and challenge content and can still function for you as a farmer. So I really like that about him. But again, I wouldn't say it's necessarily going to be the greatest thing ever either if you already had like really good robust riders. So it's up to you. Just finished my Arctic suit. What's the next Mystic sync? That's up to you. I'd say like literally if you're done with every single Mystic code in the game, then the next one should be is it Halloween? I think it is. Because I think we get Neo Plug in right after New Year's, basically. I can feel it. First copy on the bonus, second card. I see. Debating rolling Tyra. Big on Ushi, but don't know if I like the new look. That's an interesting one. I mean, again, I'd take a look at like her like actual like sprite and stuff on the wiki and stuff like that. Like look at her actual card art and determine whether or not that's something that you think would be good. Honestly, I think that's a decent way to approach things. Tyra summer win? It's funny you say that, right? Because of Faye's art, but I could see them doing a Tyra summer. I think Ushi's popular enough in general that that's someone that they would probably fast track. In fact, they've already made a summer craft essence of her. I want second ascension Tyra without the big bow. Yes, same. I really wish that they would again give us those like mix and match type of sprite work and stuff, but it's probably a lot harder than people think. Stop asking for more summer units. We need Erish. Listen, chat, you're never going to get me to stop asking for units that I want, right? But I will also say that at this point, I empathize with the Erish fans. I gave Erish fans a lot of shit for years. Same thing with the Space Ishtar fans. Like, because again, sometimes the community can get pretty like over the top. Thumbelina, nice. There's the Mabe C. But like, yeah, I know. It's like I don't hate the unit. Whenever I get onto stuff like that, please understand, guys, it's not me like hating on the unit so much as me like being annoyed by the sort of like assholes representing the unit. But But again, yeah, I think at this point Erish has just like been so neglected for so long that if she's not part of LB7, I'm just gonna be like, what are you doing? Like, why have you not taken advantage of this for years? I've gotten Sathino and Daeon. Nice. What do you think the odds are that you pull Doggo Avenger first? I don't know. I've seen Doggo plenty of times over the years, but I'm not gonna say I've been treated terribly by you know, like the occasional extra class where there is actually a permanent unit. Like this won't be the first Avenger I've rolled on by any means. And yeah, I've had Doggo show up like once or twice in some of those rolls, but it hasn't been a like plague or anything. I would take an Erish Altar as a different class for LB7. Chat, you would take an Erish of anything at this point. This year, the LB6 crew is eligible for summer, so Lasagna is probably going to capitalize on that. You know, it's funny because I really wonder how much those trends and rules regarding summer are going to stay in place, but I could definitely see them doing them this year. Like I was telling people before, I didn't see it last year. It was a little bit too fast. And people were telling me I was crazy, and I ended up being right. They didn't do any of the LB6 units. But yeah, it's definitely a thing where like this year we're probably gonna see them. I hope they don't give them all to us at the same time. I feel like that would be maybe a disappointment, right? Where it's like, hey, you could have spread that out and gotten other units in versus making an entire summer like just Lostbelt 6 summer. Please no Summer Morgan. I've seen enough of her. Right, that's the other thing too. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of Morgan, but holy crap, they've milked the hell out of some of those LB6 units. Space Erish with a Summer Ascension. I mean, sure. Or I guess Summer would be my wallet and bank account. I proposed a doomsday scenario the other day, earlier today to VIP. They were debating on how the schedule is going to go in the middle of the year, and I told them, I was like, you know, what if they gave you 6.1, 6.2, and 6.3 and anniversary all release on the same day? It's like, just imagine your wallet just disintegrating. It'll be Fairy Knight Tristan and Gwaine for summer units because Morgan banner just because, and another Morgan banner just because. I could see something like that, but I hope not, right? Then I implode. Thanos snapped the FGO community courts, pretty much. Honestly, I hope that at the end of all of this, I hope that at the end of LB7, that LB7 proves to be as popular as LB6 was. I don't know if it will be, but at least our first unit here with Nito, definitely off to a good start. So it's like, I hope the rest of the units are as lovable in some way, shape, or form. I could pity Oberon before trying for Koyan. Yeah, I'm hoping they actually do overlap 6.3 and Annie just like they did on JP because of that reason, but we'll see. It's gonna be really tough. Oh, I do agree. Like, I think from what I've seen so far, I don't think it will top it, but it might, right? Like, I'll never say never. I think it can at least give 6 a run for its money, but it just really depends on design. I think LB7 needs more memes. I mean, LB7, and I haven't read the story, right? But I could already tell just from the fights that there are definitely some memes. IMO, it's not going to top 6. I don't think it will either. I just think it has the potential to at least give it a run for its money. What's the artist for this piece? It's Mr. Phaethon. Type ! art. And you will see. Favorite between LB, or sorry, favorite LB between 1 to 5.5. 5.1. 5.1 story is really good. I really liked it. 5.2 is like almost there, but honestly I prefer 5.1. Seneca, thank you for the 6 months. How are you doing today? How many are we at? The grand total of none. Oh, you mean the multis? Yeah, I think this is my second multi of actual courts. I started off at like 130 courts. Uh, 5.1 had the better final climax IMO, while 5.2 was more shonen. I don't hate 5.2 by any means. I think 5.2, the story lines were all over the place, and you're just left almost on a cliffhanger in 5.2, which is weird because you are in 5.1, but it's more like, I guess it like wraps itself up pretty neatly, whereas 5.2 doesn't. 5.2, you're just like, oh shit, what does all of this mean? Get alert, no problem, Hayes. You prefer the twins in 5.2? I hated the twins. That's just because I found Caster's personality really despicable. No SSR yet. I guess it's kaleidoscope time like last time. Listen, I'm not going to get angry about that stuff. My JP rolls yesterday were pretty nutty. It's been a long time since I've actually seen like good 5-star craft essences that my JP account needs. And I want to be clear here. Like, it's the same thing for my NA account, right? But my NA account doesn't really need anything. It has just about everything in the game, multiple MLBs. My JP account, on the other hand, still really needs a lot of craft essences. So the fact that I'm like finally getting a good roll session where I actually get some felt so good. Oh, I gotcha. Okay, not those twins, the other twins. I gotcha. That's my bad. Yeah, so this is the third quartz multi now. Yeah, they were great. Probably the point to leave things open, but the time between the story kills the effect. Yeah, I do agree with that, Digi. I've said this before, and I don't want to sound like a broken record. Just, I really hope they hire more people. I really hope that they start producing story at least somewhat faster. You want to sit through a Cursion P? Hello, Barry. How's it going? Do you MLB that Amakusa C on JP? I wasn't counting. I'd have to look. Rider? I was gonna say that's not an Ushi. I mean, Ushi hits as hard as a 4-star rider. In fact, even harder. But yeah, no, that's a Marine. What's up, my homies? But could it be Ushi? Only if she got downgraded. Like, only if the card went back to silver. Could have been an Astolfo. Why would you try to summon that? Ryder Dobrynia on an A. So my Dobrynia is NP4 now, which I'm shocked by because she's still really new on JP. Like, she's basically just over a year old, and my JP does not roll very often. So kind of crazy that I have MP4. I didn't even roll her original banner, just so we're clear. Like, I now have both the units from that banner purely by spooks. I'd want to summon the Stolf. I have a Stolfo in spades on my NA. I don't have a Stolfo on JP, I don't think. Just crazy that you got 2 times. Listen, I think hidden rate up is really a thing, and I call it that because it sounds like more interesting, right? But what I think it really is when you deal with like tech generated random number sequences. A lot of the times they have a seed basically, and if you're stuck on the same seed, I can see it happening where it's like, yeah, you just keep getting the same unit. So I'm not surprised if that's a thing where it's like, oh, you know, like this is the seed for this banner and everyone just keeps kind of rolling very similar units. So basically it's RNG enough, but it's not actually true RNG, because honestly you can't have true RNG on a computer. You could just get reasonably close to what that would be. Damn, we're getting all that 5-star craft essence. Give me a multiple SSR roll seed, right? Feels like I go a long time between those. I'm really surprised that we got Radamonte on JP yesterday as well. You can, but you need a source of randomness. Yeah. 5-star C rate up couldn't be my gotcha. Any Lobos yet? No, only that Marie's the only unit so far, right? Could be using hardware number generator. That's true. Do you think we'll get the higher 4-star rate up earlier in NA? I do think that's possible, because there's nothing that like story locks that. That was just an update they did. Do you have any grailed low star unit? What do you think of it? Any recommendations? A grailed low star unit. I mean, I have a couple grailed 4 stars, but not actually low star. I think logically you could still get a lot out of a grailed low star unit. The only issue that I, you know, worry about, so to speak, is that you can make them a whole lot better. You can make them a pseudo 5-star, but they'll never be a 5-star. Like the problem with a lot of that is just scaling naturally and having different points. After you hit the max natural level for a unit, any grailing you do scales linearly, so just in a straight line basically. Lancer. Hi Valks, delivering a pizza. That reminds me, I need a pizza, chat. I need to order pizza this weekend. Okay, so it's time to actually buy our first pack. So that was what, 130 quartz ish, sorry, 120 quartz and 20 tickets. So for anyone trying to keep track. Pizza stream, yes. Just give me 1 second, chat. Okay, so we have finished farming all of our free quests, and suddenly out has popped another 180 core. It's 168, but still. I remember the boomer FGO days when we had to worry about linear S-curve scaling. You don't really have to worry about it, but it was like, it explains sometimes the performance of units when you were like, man, you know, like I haven't finished this unit off, but why is it not performing that well? Oh, you know, that's because it's like reverse S and it actually gets like all of its gains right in the last like level or two. Wow, Cad's so good at farming Sancors. Thank you. I'm speed. That was a quick farming sesh, yeah. Just redeem the milestones. Well, there's some kind of milestone. Just in my credit card instead. Ka-chow. Going for MP2? No, we're probably just going MP1. Just the collection. Will you go to pity for her? I mean, if I have to, I will, but God, I don't want to have to. Don't put me on the spot like that. Dad be farming quick, blink and you miss it. Exactly. But yeah, no, it's honestly, I'm kind of glad you don't need to know the scaling of a unit. Like, all right, who requested Kaleidoscope? Oh man, I feel like I went through months of just not seeing those, and now they're just showing up all the time now. Hey, goodbye, Yumi. My God, I was joking. Yep. And it happens. Give it to me, I gladly would. Chat, if you can set up a like in-game auction house, I will gladly auction off all of my my K-scopes that are extra. Chat, remember when CAD only had 14 K-scopes? Listen, okay, I was one off of triple MLB, and it was so annoying that for like a good like, what was it, 9 months of solid rolling, I could not get it. I could not get the 15th K-scope, and it was just like driving me batty. Watch him get a black grail. That one makes me angry because I get black grail when my JP needs it. I've played for 2 years, never got a black grail or K-scope. Oof. Yeah, I know the feeling though. It happens. Like you go through long periods of time just not getting crap. Why do you always get K-scopes? LOL, I need one more. Exactly. The reason why I get K-scopes is because I no longer need K-scopes. It's 100%. Like, it's absolutely confirmation bias, but like, all of a sudden, you just notice every K-scope when you desperately need them. But then you start getting them and you still notice them because of how important they used to be to you. And then you sit there and you're just like, why now? Why couldn't you have come earlier? Or like, why couldn't you have come on my other account? Like, it just, at this point, me rolling a K-scope on my NA account can only salt chat, and I don't blame them. You missed Gambalanche? It's okay. Emotep approves, Ash. So with getting NA, a lot of what comes in NE6 early. Do you think we get anything to replace them, or just have thin... Well, that was easy. I'll take that. So that's God, what is that? That is definitely under average. Was that 210, 240, something like that? 8 multis? Yeah, so 240. Now give me mine. Yep. Catalyst proven to work, seen live in 4K. Certainly not commented by the artist. But yes, the catalyst does work. Is good hand-drawn art. Always one of the best catalysts. Made with blood, sweat, and tears. Particularly bikini sweat. How many copies you going for? That was it. Just the one. I wanted the collection copies. We will stop there. Like, it's tempting when you get lucky like this for me to be like, I could go for NP2 and I could get a really strong one. I have a NP5 altar. I don't need it, right? Like,
Taira no Kagekiyo, Sui-san. さあ、Kagekiyoに告げよ。応殺すべき源氏がどこにあるか。
My pants. I mean, what? The Genji that must be annihilated are in my pants.